What's going on, guys? Your boy XQ420 here. Welcome y'all back. Another episode. Beyond the Cube. Of course, as
Beyond the
always,
Cube.
at the
I
powerful
thought we
one.
were Showtime in it, but I guess we're beyond in it.
Yeah. We're beyond Showtime. Oh, man. There's so much bad media out there at the moment that Showtime is almost impossible to do. But I do have the powerful one with me, Corey Hughes, dab extraordinaire, of course.
Yeah, I quit dabs
Pre Oh, okay.
just
Then what
now.
was that you just did?
I just quit now.
After that one, that was my last one, guys. Just letting you know, last dab ever. All right. Damn, I should have had a sad song for it for the last dab ever. I mean, we know this can't be true. All right. Well, you did say you cut back though.
Yeah.
You cut back, okay. So he's not quite involved in the game the way he used to be. Okay. When he was in his prime. But Corey, tonight, post daylight savings, the reversal of the loss of an hour of sleep on Sunday. Are you doing well?
I didn't even notice.
You didn't know? I'm assuming that you have set all your clocks. The
Dude,
ones
what the
that
fuck is it?
you got it.
1986?
You got any manual? I mean, some people got some manual ones. We got a
Please.
couple manual clocks, like on the like the oven. Like the oven ain't gonna set itself.
That's my roommate's job.
That's what we putting it on. Man, so it's my roommate's job to do that. It's like that seems to be a little bit out of my realm. Not really feeling it. I guess that's okay. That's okay. My girlfriend sets all the clocks here. I guess the one that you have to be concerned about the most would be what is it? Your the one in your car. That's the one that I kind of have to struggle with a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn.
I don't have a car. I have a motorcycle, and its clock's been wrong the whole time. But I haven't figured out how to change it.
Hadn't you had this thing for over a year?
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page. All right. Man said, yeah, of course I have. I mean, why wouldn't I have? I just hadn't got around to it, and that's fair enough. That's fair enough. So hey, right now, this is the beginning of spring break for a lot of people. Spring break. Did you ever partake in any of the spring break activities per se?
I went to Miami Beach a couple times, but spring break coincided with
Okay.
the music conference that I was going to. So, yes and no.
Okay. Okay. Yes and no. I think the only thing I really did was I had some um St. Patty's week trips. So we went to Savannah, Georgia for a week a couple times. And during the St. Patty's week, but it's popping out there.
I've been through Savannah before, so I got a Georgia story. So I was on Fish
Okay.
Tour in 96, and I had tickets to like 5 shows, like Deer Creek and Hershey, and Fish's first ever festival, the Clifford Ball. And so I motherfucking am in my bus. It's a 69 VW bus. And the motherfucking thing broke down on the side of the road on the highway in Georgia. And this little girl came and
Hmm.
picked us up. She was a tiny little thing. She came and picked us up and brought us back to her house. And
Mm-hmm.
because they were going to the fish shows too. And so they're like, oh, they're fish people. They saw the stickers on the car and stuff. And so they stopped to get us. And they ended up going up to this festival I never made it to the festival. I ended up having to get my car worked on and it sucked. But they made it to the festival and they were the first couple ever to get married at a fish show. They became fish famous for a while. It was pretty cool.
Okay, so you talking about during the actual show itself?
Yeah.
Okay.
They had like an orchestra and stuff. It was really cool. Fish signed their wedding book.
Okay.
It was like a
Okay.
historic event. And we just happened to meet them
So
on the
that's
side of the
that's your
road.
Georgia story.
Yeah.
That's your Georgia story. Huh. Mine's not I don't have one quite interesting like that. We pretty much went down there and got drunk for a week. Look, and when it got to the actual St. Patty's Day, the parade, like we had got tore up so much that we didn't even want to look at alcohol at that point in time because the St. Patty's Day was like right at the end of the trip. I remember they got the place Wet Willie's. Wet Willie's. They got that high grain alcohol. You got your 90 grain, and then you got your 180 grain.
That's crazy.
That 180 grain. That's
That
yeah.
puts people in
We
the
were like,
hospital. That's poison, Alcohol is poison.
yeah, well, allegedly. Okay. I mean, Jesus turned water into wine. What we talking about, cuz? You know what I'm saying? Because it was probably safer to drink wine than it was water back then. It's just like,
Probably.
yeah, it's like, man, hey, be careful when you're drinking water, okay? You're probably drinking straight up fecal matter, all right?
Like that river in
We shit
India,
in the same. Yeah,
the one that'll kill you if you look at it.
yeah, it's bad off. It's bad off. But yeah, I actually had a couple of, I had two separate. No, I had my one. I only went to one trip when I was in college, and that was Savannah for a spring break. But I actually went two more times when I was out of college during St. Patty's week. So I had been down there a total of three times. I hadn't been since 20. Was it 13? I think 13 was the last time I went. This is pre-con bid. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was a great time down there. That's back when things were cheap. You know what I'm saying? You get your you go. They had the street vendors because in Savannah you can drink in the streets, as long as it's in a plastic cup. So that's what was key. You go to a bar and you're like, okay, we're done with this bar. They had the plastic cups at the door. You just pour your drink in there. Now you had to drink it before you went into the next bar, but you go right in the street, drinking in the street, get to your next bar, chug it, go in that bar. They also have vendors in the street that will sell beer and things like that. You get your was it a 24 ounce? Yeah, 24 ounce for like $3-4. You know, it's back when stuff was affordable. And I remember there was I think the first time I went when I was in college, because of course broke college kids. I think what was it? We had seven people in a room that had two queen beds. Had two queen beds and a sofa. So yeah,
A lot of people sleeping on the
we
floor.
struggling a little bit. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you don't care. You know what I'm saying? When you're a kid, it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
dude. Whenever I started going to college, I actually picked a dorm room that didn't have AC. And back in 2004, guys, I don't know if we got some younger viewers, but there was places without AC, and you were completely fine with it. Like now, people are like, "Oh, AC, I'm gonna die." I'm like, but I stayed in a dorm with no AC, and we moved in during the summer. You know, and ain't nobody care. Folk getting freaky in there and everything, stank butt and all. It didn't make no difference. I mean, and what we did, the cool off, what we had you get a cup of ice water and put it in front of a fan if you're trying to cool off. That was your AC.
I've slept in some shady ass places, man. I slept in my bus in a fucking alley and somewhere in Mobile, Alabama. I was on fish
Hmm.
tour when we was tired. We just pulled off the road and said, "Fuck it, we're stopping here." Man, I've fucking slept in all
Oh,
kinds of
okay.
shady places. Places where I swear to God, it was like two-way mirrors and people on the other side. I swear, man, I was at this creepy ass hotel in Missouri. We got pulled over by the cops and we had to eat our weed. And I had a whole
Hmm.
truckload full of stuff, man. He's like, "There's a hotel right up the road. I advise you go there." And I was like, "Okay," because I got pulled over because I was weaving because I was so tired. And so, man, this hotel was, dude. It had the lock was a rope nailed to the wall that you would put over the door handle.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That's bad. That's bad. It'd be like I did a video one time on an Airbnb unit, and the person got to the Airbnb unit. It was a bed. The toilet was right beside the bed, and the shower was right at the end of the bed with a sink. They were like, that thing was like $1,000 a night, and it got totally stuck. But oh, Airbnb. That's about Airbnb's about to crash, isn't it? I ain't seen no
I've been hearing that
ad
for
or
like
nothing on the
years.
Airbnb.
I've been seeing
Have
ads
you
for
seen an ad?
Verbo. I've been seeing ads
Uh-huh.
for Verbo still, which is the
Right,
a
right,
competitor.
right. Well, I've seen some Verbo, but the Airbnb, I've heard some people say that it's gotten so outrageous with the extra fees that you might as well just go stay in a regular hotel. Which I don't know. For me, I'd rather stay in a hotel. That's
Me
just me.
too. Me too, because that's what they do. It's professional.
Hmm.
It ain't some guy with a
Yeah.
fucking extra room in his house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that man and my man have a damn a secret door. It's a damn a mirror. He done slipped in there and slipped something in you. You be like, damn man, what is this? I mean, it's just a little bit too much for me. So I much prefer if I'm gonna stay somewhere, I'm a resort guy. I'm a condo guy. You know, I'm a hotel guy. You know what I'm saying? That's how I get down. We'll actually be going to Myrtle Beach right here in a few weeks. There's a resort I stay at, the North Beach Plantation. That's our spot. We get a bungalow. It's not at the water. It's away from it, but it's quiet. And I feel good about that. It's like a little mini house. It's probably about 1,000 square feet, and it works perfectly. Because when we're on vacation, my girlfriend likes to wash clothes and stuff. So, whenever I get a place, she likes to make sure she can wash. She likes to keep stuff cleaned up. Uh, which is why when folks are like, "Oh man," was it the relationship coach and stuff talking about, men do the chores and all this stuff? I'm like, y'all place stay dirty like that, bud. I mean, my girl keeps that thing on lock, bud. It's on lockdown. It can't ever get dirty. The minute it looks like the laundry bucket, if it's like a third of the way full, that shit going in the wash machine. You know what I'm saying? They ain't stuff just strung out all over the place, man. You know, so I ain't never understood that factor of it as far as chore stuff. But yeah, that's what we like to do. And then I'm going to see my sister in June. We're gonna stay at a place over there. She stays near the Charlotte area, so Concord. I don't know if you've been. You were in North Carolina for a little bit.
I've been there. I've been there a lot of
Um,
times.
yeah, I know you probably went over there near the Charlotte area.
Charlotte
Probably see some
And
concerts.
Raleigh. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, so
And
the
I've
the
been to
Concord
Asheville. I
area.
seen Fish at Asheville. That was awesome.
Oh, okay. What's the venue at Asheville?
They played at the Civic Center there. It only held
Oh, okay.
like 3,500 people. That shit was fire.
Okay, okay. So they still struggling out there though, right now. I've got somebody who they own a construction business, and he said they're doing a lot of contracting out that way. He said, but it's still a shit show out there.
Yeah, it's
So,
gonna be a shit show
uh,
for a
uh,
while.
yeah, I was planning on trying to do a trip sometime to go out there at Pigeon Forge and stuff. But I'm like, let me get that thing a couple of years so that I actually got a road I can travel. You know what I'm saying? To get over that way, because usually you got to cut through there. As far as that goes, and it's kind of weird because a guy at work, he had his wedding in Asheville like a few years ago, last year before, yeah, so 2 years ago, he had his wedding in Asheville, and then Asheville gets washed out. It's like wow. But I know one thing. Staying on top of the mountain, that could not be for me. I understand why they got the wrong turn and shit like that. That shit's real, but you got no connection to nothing. All right. When you get up there, there is no cell service. Cell service gone. All right.
Yeah,
So you
it's
got to
like
know
that.
where you're going.
It's like that up here in Colorado a lot. But there's places like we had a friend named Ken who was up in the mountains, but it was like you went up this mountain trail and then the mountain like plateaued. And where it plateaued, there was like half a dozen houses over, a couple acres. And then the
Right.
mountain continued up beyond them. So for them, they had to go like a half an hour to get gas and go to the local store. It was like a hour to get to Walmart. Yeah, it was
Oh wow, man. You see, I don't want to be that far away from stuff.
and when
I don't
you're
know if you feel the same way.
and they don't scrape out them roads way up in the mountains. That's up to the locals. And so sometimes, man, you can get up there and you be stuck there for like 2 or 3 months. So you better have supplies
Oh
up there.
shit.
Hmm. It's rough.
Oh damn. Yeah, because it ain't like you're gonna drive down the mountain to get out. I mean, you can slide down it, I guess. slide off a cliff or whatever. But I know when he had it, he actually had his wedding. It was literally like it wasn't all the way on top of one of the mountains, but it was. Man, I could see the top of another one. I was like, that will be the tallest one right there. And so I made it up there. And the road I took was not the best road to get there. And then I was like, "Hey, I don't have any cell service, so I can't pull up no maps." He was like, "Yeah, if you just keep taking the road straight, you should eventually get to where you need to be." So that's what I did. It was damn dark. Somebody, one of the other people that worked with me followed me back. I was like, "Hey, man, you follow me? I'm just gonna go straight, dog, until I get some cell service." And that's what I did. And luckily, I was like 2 miles away from where I need to be. So,
you ever been on the highway and like almost run out of gas?
oh hell no, no,
Oh
no,
man,
sir.
I've had at least two maybe three different occasions where I was like in like Death Valley or Arizona or somewhere where it was like 100 miles to the next stop, and I was on E. Yeah, fucking like holy shit. So one time I actually, on my way to, when I moved to Vegas from Denver back in 2018, um, I fucking almost I got halfway through. There's like a big stretch of road where it says you gotta get gas, and I had like
Mhm.
I thought I had like half a tank, and I guess I was wrong. I got like halfway through that bitch, and I was like on E for like 30 miles already, and I just had to stop at the fucking rest stop and ask somebody to take me to get gas. And I fucking this old couple took me to get gas 70 miles one way and 70 miles back, just so I could get enough gas to make it.
Oh shit, son, you got yourself in a pickle.
Bro, that was paying it forward for sure.
Hey, but what you just said. That's the type of shit that happens on the movies. It's just like that. You get somewhere, you run out of gas, and you decide somehow, hey man, y'all think y'all can help me out? And they're like, yeah, buddy, I can help you right on out.
Squeal
And
like
you
a
be all
pig,
of a
boy.
sudden yeah, so you wake up, you strapped down, and folks got the dullest, rustiest knife out, about to cut you open. You like, man, what has happened?
And they look at you and they
How
say,
that's
"Does
got that's
anybody know you're here?"
yeah. It's like, man, the minute you hear that, you're like, oh hell. I was like, this ain't good. This is some Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit. I be thinking shit like that, but like you ain't just gonna catch me out there just walking around in the dark. Like folks just be doing that. Be near a wooded area in the dark. I'm like, no, sir. You know what
Man,
I'm saying?
I've driven across this country so many times, and let me tell you, man, like most of the inside of this country is Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit. It really is. You get outside the
Yeah, that's
cities,
what I
man.
know.
You get into like fucking Oklahoma and Kansas, and between the big cities, you got nothing. Nothing. There's
Yeah.
millions of acres of nothing. Like this country
Yeah,
ain't
and
full.
that's
They got plenty of room for plenty of fucking people. They just got to build a city in the desert.
yeah, and that's where you don't want to get caught with no gas. You know what I'm saying? That's where at least if you're on a major highway, man, you can at least, you know, make do a little bit. But if you out in the country on a country road and you get stuck, man, they ain't even nothing make me want to walk up to nobody's house.
They come to the
No, I
door,
mean
their
I'm
eyes are all, they
fortified.
got cross-eyed and shit and a lisp.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But Corey, I was asking you about spring break earlier because Bonnie Blue went down to spring break in Cancun,
And she fucked
and the
everybody on
boys are
spring
cutting up.
break.
The boys are cutting up down there, bud. I mean, they pouring liquor down our ass crack and drinking it. I mean, off her toes. I mean, folks cutting up. So I know she had to bang at least 50 of them down there while she been down there. I mean,
You know,
that's
yo,
probably
man.
bare minimum.
If she happened to show up at my door and I didn't ever have to tell anybody, hey, man, who the hell knows what could happen?
Well, look, she said that panini's free. She said I'm just giving back to the people who's giving to me. She said that it's no payment necessary. Okay, she said this is free.
You could probably go online and sign up or something.
You probably can. It's okay. Get my name in it. Yeah, but she been down there in Cancun all week. They were showing some clips of it. And I don't know, man. It's something a little vile about pouring the liquor down the ass crack and you drinking, and I'm just like, man. I mean, is it freshly washed? And even if so, man, yeah.
We survived the Black
Do we
Plague.
have
I'm sure we
anybody?
can survive Bonnie Blue's ass juice.
I don't know, man. I'm. That's a bridge too far. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, when it comes, I don't know, man. When it comes to the booty hole, it's a bridge too far. I'm just like, this is just vile. What do they call it? In the Bible, is it sodomy? Is that
Yes.
what they call it?
Yes.
When you go in the booty, when you hear sodomy, does that sound good?
No. Sounds like you shouldn't do it.
Exactly, man. Look, man, folks cannot believe everything. Okay, you cannot take stuff to heart and all that stuff. But when they start talking about the sodomy and how that's defiling yourself, I mean, they giving you the real right there. Okay, that's the realest thing in the book. That's what I know. It said if you got anything from the book, from the good book, stay away from the booty hole. That's what the good book said. All right, so I'm sticking with that. Okay, but yeah, but there's boys out there, boy, they licking on her, grabbing her. I mean, and, and there's somebody out there and they'll be like, man, maybe she can, change her ways. I said, but I think she's just like a natural hoe, man. This is like she was born this way.
I think there's a segment of the population for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. They totally disconnected from it, Bo. Like this is just another dick. And it's like, yep. I mean, Lily Phillips. I think Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips are just trying to one up
They
each
came
other.
out of the same
Cause
clone lab.
yeah, cause Lily Phillips right now she out there she banging folks at the damn nursery home. I said you gonna kill those old men. They gonna have a puberty heart attack. But yeah, she banging folks at the nursery home right now. That's her new stink. I'm like, boy. I mean, I don't know how much further they can go. Oh, what was I think Lily Phillips was talking about? I think she was talking about backdoor action. How many she could take in the back door. I was like, all right now. I mean, we getting out there now. You know what I'm
That's like a
saying?
vital part of your digestive system. I would avoid it. I would advise against it.
Yeah, man. So it's almost like because I believe they were friends at one time, but now they're like rivals. So I mean, one to do something and say, "Oh shit, I'm gonna do this." That one do that. Oh, I'm gonna do this. You
Watch,
know what I'm saying?
watch. One of them really didn't do any of it and goes, "Ha ha! I got you to fuck 1,000 dudes."
Come back and said it was all AI. It was all fake. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, you just break down to be like, oh dang, I've ruined my whole life. Well, I don't know. I guess you made millions of dollars. There'd be some dude waiting at the end of the tunnel
Which one of them
with
got the
open arms.
supercar? One of them just got a supercar.
Bonnie Blue. Bonnie
Hmm.
Blue. She got the Ferrari, custom made. I mean, it's all. I mean, blue and black. Hell, it had her name, her stage name stitched in the headrest. Oh, and that cost her a pretty penny right there. What a Ferrari, 500K. What's a base Ferrari? Let's see how much a base Ferrari costs. How much? Let's say base Ferrari. Hey, they already knew. Let's see right here. Okay, they ain't that bad. A base Ferrari, depending on the model, typically starts in the range of 200,000 to over 300,000. Okay, so she probably got the top of the line. So let's see what the top. Oh shit. Well, I don't know if she got this one. The top of the line, what's this? A Ferrari Daytona SP3 starts at 2,227,000.
Hmm.
I don't even know. Like,
How
if you get
many
something that
dicks per
expensive,
dollar is that?
it's okay. Can we do what dick base average? I mean, can we? Can we? How many did you have to sit on before you got to that amount of money? It's like, well, I lost count at about 5,000. I mean, if she banged 1,000 dudes in a day, which we don't have the footage because she wasn't allowed to release the footage because of they couldn't verify all the ages, so age verification. So It, it's still the Lisa Sparks girl. I think that's her name. Is the undisputed champion
She was only
of
like 300 or something.
uh no, she did 900
Mm.
something. That was back during the was it? I think late '90s, early 2000s. Jerry Springer had sent a camera crew out there. That's how I knew about it back during the day. Some good old Jerry Springer. I mean, there wasn't much that could beat that. If you had just regular old TV, no cable, no satellite, no nothing like that, you look forward to a little bit of Jerry Springer. Get your drama on. You know what I'm saying? Um, they always come out there. It's like, yeah, I'm confronting my husband today. It's like, wow, because he's sleeping with my mom and my sister. Ooh, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He'd be sleeping with everybody in the family. I'm like, I don't know if this is true or not. But they got their modern style stuff. I actually watched a few seasons of that. Was it Love After Lockup,
Hmm.
where the people would have they would fall in love with somebody in prison and they get out and they try to start a life together.
That's a very unique mental disorder.
Oh, is it?
It has to be.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's the truest of bad boys. And now we would have it both ways. So it would be women who would be getting with men that was in prison, and also men who would be getting with women in prison. So it would go both ways.
Well, I would think that'd
So
be
it
a
wouldn't
lot
just.
easier pill to swallow, being a woman in prison and having to hook up with other women. I think that's feasible.
She said, "You think that's?" Man said, "I said this isn't as bad." You know
Do they
what
pimp their
I'm saying?
hoes out in prison too, or what?
I think so. I think you have to. Well, I think that a lot of the women be trying to bang the guards too. So you got to watch out for that. You know what I'm saying? To get those special privileges. So you got to watch out for that. But yeah, the Love After Lockup, we watched quite a few seasons of that. Man, it's some of those folks, but they get out of prison and get with a person, they be like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? They be like, I don't like this motherfucker. He's just sending me money and shit. Which I ain't never understood that. Yeah, man. Yeah, I sent him $1,000. I'm like, to do what with? He in prison.
You could buy a lot of
A
like
thousand.
cans of tuna and like some kind of work credits or something. I don't know. I don't know how prison works.
Or are you a police officer?
I just dropped them off.
Oh, okay. So you
That
did
was as
you
far
you
as
you
it
didn't.
went. I literally
Oh,
filled
so
out a piece of paper. I said, "Thanks for your time. Here's a piece of paper. See you later." That was it.
oh, okay. So you didn't talk. You didn't weren't in deep with the guards and the wardens and all that stuff.
No, there was no. They're kind of no. They're dicks. Those are all a bunch of people who wanted to be cops, but they couldn't cut it, and so they made it. Ended up at the jail. That's always how that went.
Oh, was that right? Huh.
100%. No one's like, "Oh, I want to go work at the jail." Those are people who like applied to the academy and they just weren't up to the standard, and so they got offered the jail job. And then you could spend 2 3 years at the jail and get moved to the road, and a lot of people did that. So
Oh, okay. Okay. So it was kind of like the
yeah, definitely.
JV of being a cop. Okay. Huh. Well, I think the wardens make pretty good money though, don't they?
Oh yeah, probably close to got. Well, that's the sheriff is the head of the technically the head of the jail, but
Uh-huh. Oh,
he
okay. Okay.
he makes a ton of money. But the person in charge of the jail probably makes a couple 100,000 a year.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I figured that would be that looked like it'd be a lucrative job as far as pay scale goes. And also you're not really into shit either, as the quote unquote warden. I wouldn't think you are anyway.
Now, people who are in the county jail know they're getting out soon, and so they don't really fuck around there too much. You know,
Oh, okay, got you, got you.
people you get a lot of fights in intake. There's a
Hmm.
man where they did intake where I worked. It was just a big fucking room with like those seats like at the airport, those hard plastic seats like at the airport, and just
Hmm.
rows and rows and rows of them, and everyone would just sit there waiting to be processed together. And fucking that got rough sometimes.
Hmm.
I would hear all kinds of
Okay.
stories about shit popping off in there because people come in drunk or fucked up, and they got attitude. They just got arrested and shit before they get sentenced and all that stuff. So
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. So county is kind of where you would want to be at
Yeah,
if you had to go to jail.
yeah,
Okay, because you're less likely to get shivved in the bathroom.
right.
All right, Bubba come out there and say you gonna suck this dick tonight. You know, man, you sitting there and you just like, man, it ain't happening. And then they jump you and they take advantage of you anyway. And you're they should have just went on and killed me. You know what I'm saying? This is close to one of those XQ420's end of life. Just give me your breakdown. You got jumped and you got butt fucked by three dudes. Yeah, man, it's okay. You step off the edge of that building, man. I get it. I get that one, man. You know, that's bad news. You know what I'm saying? And we got some more bad news, Corey. All right, and I'm gonna bring this up. All right, for people
Was
out there
She-Hulk
who
wasn't revisited, is it? That's not the bad news to get.
no,
Thank God.
no, they let that go. But for people who ride Southwest, uh, bags no longer fly free. All right, so let's see what the CEO had to say to us about why that's the case. If I can turn
We're
the volume
announcing
on, here we
changes
go.
that it's about securing. The short answer is that it's about securing our future. We're announcing changes to our business that will help us return to the levels of profitability we all expect and to support our collective long term success. It's also about adapting to what our customers want. Many things have changed post COVID: the loss of short haul demand, a rise in premium demand, and a change in customer preferences. They're more than the logo on our planes. Our DNA isn't open seating or even bags fly free. It's a dedication to service and hospitality and to the golden rule for each other and for our customers. It's our commitment to customer service that is in a class of its own, a strong network with the most nonstop flights in the US, and a loyalty program that delivers real value to Rapid Rewards members.
Here it is, Corey. Real value.
So they could just raise the price of tickets slowly over the course of a year, and people would barely notice, and it wouldn't be such a shock like this. Like I think it's a bad decision to charge per bag. I mean, I remember flying, and you got everything was included in the price of your ticket, carry-ons, the
Right.
whole nine yards. Man, this last time I had to like measure my bag to make sure it wasn't considered a carry-on, even though it was a carry-on. It was a personal item. I'm like, you fucking idiots.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, but the thing is, like that was Southwest's whole shtick. Bags fly free. Like that's what they were founded on. And I haven't actually done the commercial plane thing, but I was listening to a few people and they were like, "Man, that's the whole reason why anybody will fly Southwest. Otherwise, it sucks." I don't know if that's the case or not. Have you ever flown Southwest?
I don't recall. It had been years. I just flew like last month for the first time in like 7, 8 years.
What what airline did you take?
Frontier.
Okay,
It's
okay,
pretty bare bones, but it was okay. It was just from Denver to Vegas, which took like an hour and a half. But
okay. So not too bad.
no, it was okay. I'm just not thrilled with flying anymore.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, because of the recent shenanigans
Recent shenanigans,
involved.
yeah. The whole
I
fucking
think there was
staff,
another one.
the whole staff except for the pilot was DEI staff. It was all like Asian and
Oh
black women.
shit. Oh, okay. Did they shake their booty at all? You know that one shook her booty and got fired.
Yeah, she looked pretty good, but did she have OnlyFans?
No.
She probably
Well,
should.
not yet. She probably does now. She probably needs one. It's like, ma'am, did you start your OF page yet? She's like, no. I was like, well, I mean, are you thinking about it? I mean, I just, this is gonna be for research purposes only. You know what I'm saying? That's all it's gonna be for. But I think there was another. Was it South? Oh, no, American Airlines. Yeah, they had. Oh, this is at your area. At your area, American Airlines plane catches fire at Denver International Airport. Passengers forced to stand on wing as they evacuate.
When was that?
That was the day.
No shit.
Yeah, that was the day. Yep, yep. They said there was no injuries reported. Okay, but they said that the passenger plane just erupted. I don't know what the deal is there. I guess I don't know if one of the engines caught on fire or what, but I'll be damned, she out there smoking. They had to evacuate folks. So I don't know, man. It's the plane stuff's been a little weird right here recently. Um, like a lot weird.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what the deal is there. I don't really have any theories. Do you have you got any theories? I mean, I don't.
I think ultimately what it comes down to is they just keep cutting corners because they are trying to save money. And that's it. I think
Oh,
cutting
okay.
corners, whether it's staffing, quality staffing, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, that could be the case. That could, in fact, very well be the case. Um, but it's I don't know. It's a little bit of a weird time to fly, and the thing is, it's like all the big boys. Like you don't never really see the small companies have any issues right now. It's all the big companies. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But
All the planes are made by
yeah,
Boeing.
it's oh, okay. Is that where I'm guessing the majority of it's made by Boeing?
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming that's pretty much for every airline, right?
A lot. Yeah. There's a couple other
Okay.
manufacturers, but I'm not sure who.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I mean that happened today. So of course, that gets people more and more kind of antsy about getting on a plane. Let's just say that right now. When every other day you see, oh yeah, one crash. Oh yeah, one landed upside down. Oh yeah, today one just decided to catch on fire. You're like, do what? You're like, come on now. I'm like, well, we got to do better. We can't do no worse. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
for sure.
we gotta restore confidence, especially in that particular industry. Um, oh, Corey, have you seen Gavin Newsom right here recently?
I saw he tried to do some podcasts and like Steve Bannon like shut him down on some stuff, but I don't know any details.
Oh no, he had Charlie Kirk on his as well. Um,
I don't like Charlie
man,
Kirk.
he's yeah.
He's another one of
He's
these pro-Israel
whatever.
fucks.
Well, it's gonna be hard not to find those people. But Corey, he's rebranding a little bit. And every time and when I see him talk, I'm like, you fucking slithering snake. Cause that's what that son of a bitch is, man. Oh my God. But he's got the look like, oh yeah, I'm here to shake a hand and kiss a baby and then put this blade in your gut right afterwards. You know what I'm saying? He's like one of those dudes. And the View was actually actually talking shit about him today. The View was.
Really?
I was like,
Did
ain't
Whoopi
no
get kicked off
yeah.
the View?
Did she?
I heard she was.
Huh. I thought she was up there. Let me share this. Let me share this right quick.
Well, a lot of people say they're going to quit or going to be fired, but it never happens. Like Justin Trudeau and
Yeah,
this
that's
bitch and
that's always
Rachel
right. I
Maddow,
think
who's
you.
retired like 3 times.
I think you finally stepped down. Let me see what I had to
I
say.
think this is a poor strategy for Gavin Newsom. I actually did think that he was one of the leaders that would come out in terms of 2028. I remember watching his annual State of the Union address in California, and he criticized Republicans, and he promoted California as an antidote to the poisonous populism of the right. Now he has a Steve Bannon on the show who's saying, you're going to get to populism. There's a long road. He gives zero pushback there. He gives zero pushback, as Sarah pointed out, to really what is a slur against Senator Warren, a sitting senator. he gives a platform and normalizes, in my view, an election denier and someone who is the person who is behind Project 2025. And I believe that, if you are going to be a public servant, you better be unapologetically authentic, because voters can sniff out inauthenticity in a second. And I thought that was one of the most inauthentic things I have seen Gavin Newsom do.
Wow.
I'm terribly,
So you don't believe in the let them hang themselves theory?
No, I'm terribly disappointed. I think you meet energy with energy. And what he did was he showed his pretty white teeth and his cute face and did nothing other than that. And I think it's despicable. I think this is a...
And that's all you need to do. He did exactly what you needed to do. That's why he's godly. But Gavin Newsom destroyed California. They had a damn re-election that he won in a landslide.
They stole
During
it.
the destruction.
Yeah, because they steal it. They have a system of stealing elections out there.
Well, I mean, that may be the case, but it's like, but if Gavin Newsom runs for president in 2028, he will fucking win.
I don't think so. Not even close.
Bro,
you
don't think so?
I think Trump's going to win again.
He can't run again.
They're going to find a way.
Man said, "Don't worry, they'll find a way." They said, "I think he'll win again."
If not, it'll be another one of his people, so it should be fine. I like the new establishment better than the old establishment.
You think it'd be DeSantis?
Nah. I don't know. Maybe Vance, if he can, I don't know, mature a little. It seems like he needs to politically.
I don't know. Gavin just seems like one of those guys, but he's
a snake, and everyone knows it.
That's what I know, man. But he got that look about him, and he speak real well. But I mean, like he just.
But he talks down to everybody every time he opens his mouth.
Yeah, but no, man. You need to watch some of those some of the podcasts that he did right here recently, dude. He's like switching his whole tone up, and that's why the women like on the View like, man, why are you inauthentic and switching it up? It's like, because that shit didn't work the last time. You know what I'm saying? The shit didn't work, so he's like, okay, if I'm gonna slide in there, then I need to act like I'm more moderate than what I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but my goodness, man. If you're running in this shit, unless you're Trump, there's a certain way that you have to run. Okay. Trump, his particular wave was, I don't know, I guess it was just something different because he's not like quote unquote every other politician, because he kind of says shit that's off the rails. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, and no politician in history has ever done shit like this. Just be like totally off the rails. Like he keeps saying, yeah, when Canada becomes the 51st state, which is what they'd be best for, because they can't make it on their own. It'd be best if they became the 51st state. Then we can definitely work out some things. We're gonna let them maintain their anthem, but as a state. What president in history would go out and say something insane like that?
Or beachfront condos in Gaza.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, we're looking to take back the Panama Canal. It's the Gulf of America now. We will be taking Greenland as well.
Oh man, I bought a Gulf of America shirt.
Did you?
I did. Here, it's right over here. Let me grab it.
What's on a t-shirt? Then one of those t-shirt shops. I mean, that's what we're trying to figure out. And a t-shirt. We're about to see what Corey's got up here. Man, got a Gulf of America shirt. Can't believe it. Maybe he'll tell us where he got it from. Potentially. So yeah, we got the Gulf of America. We got Canada is the 51st state. We got we're gonna be taking Greenland. I guess they could be the 52nd state, or whatever they can be. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he's going all out.
I can't find it.
He's all out and all in.
It's not in the right pile. It's not in the right pile of clothes. I don't know where it is.
Oh my God!
I'll wear it next week. I promise.
Find it, and yeah, that's. Gulf America, but like literally, like nobody talks like this as a president or hell as a politician. Period. To be honest, I mean it's like when Zelensky was in there. Hey man, you ain't got the cards to be saying what we're gonna feel. It's just like I, I was like, is this on live TV? I mean, it's going in, bud. So I think he just got that aura about him, and there's some people that were talking about he's still bought and paid for and all this other stuff. Look, man, there's gonna be a certain level of things that are not gonna be favorable that he's going to do, and you got to understand that. But the one thing I give to him is that at least he's trying to crash the shit because he know he has to, and that's gonna get into our topic, Corey. Uh, which is something has to give, and we're talking about the monetary system. Like we 36 trillion,
Oh,
36 trillion.
it's an easy solution here. This totally easy.
Okay. Oh, let us know. Let us know
1 million gold card buyers, and we
if
got.
we can find 1 million.
Oh, he said, dude, I think we'll get 1 million, no problem. 1 million at 5 million apiece is $50 trillion,
Mm-hmm.
and that's our whole debt and like 7 years of tax collecting. They collect
Okay.
2.6
Okay.
trillion in taxes. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number, 2.6 trillion. So that's it. 1 million gold card members, and we're out of debt. He can do it, especially over 4 years or 8, if that happens. They'll find some
Okay.
weird. They'll find some weird wording of the Constitution that allows them to do it, or he'll
Let's say
fight.
over
They'll
4 or
challenge the
8.
law as unconstitutional. It's against the will of the people, or something like that. Some Hitler shit. Remember, like I said it before, I'm not going to be happy till he ditches Congress and invades Poland. So, Hitler joke, in case you didn't get it.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, but hey, something has to give. Like, like it's got to change because what people don't understand, people talk about GDP and our GDP went down, all this. I said, but you do understand that they equate some of that GDP with government spending, right? And the government just spends a shit ton of money. And so if they're equating that in there, then it makes the numbers look better than what they actually are as far as what regular everyday people are doing, as far as economy wise. Because the premise is that, oh man, look how great our economy looked over these last 4 years. I'm like, well, people out here running up a bunch of debt and, got 8 credit cards that are maxed out. That ain't, I mean, that's not the sign of a strong economy.
Right.
All right. And what's funny is that I continue to hear people say how long it would take for somebody to build a manufacturing facility here, and I'm just like, well, wouldn't you want some manufacturing facilities built here? That's kind of one of the things that we're built on was our manufacturing. That's actually was like kind of the golden age uh for America because at that point in time, and a lot of the your baby boomers were able to actually thrive off of this because they didn't have to have an education. They could go work at a manufacturing place. They could work there for 30 years, get out, they have a pension, they have the social security. They be set. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that none of that exists anymore anywhere. So if you could get some manufacturing back here, I don't see why it would be such a bad thing. But everybody keeps saying, "Oh, well, you wouldn't see the plant being built until it'd take them 8 years or whatever." I was like, "Well, okay. I mean, but if we got a bunch of jobs back here, isn't that what you would technically want, or is it not what they want?" So, I mean, that's the question, Corey.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Because that's where we kind of started losing out as far as to China, because a lot of your facilities started leaving and going there, and
Well,
they became more of a
outsourcing killed
manufacturing
us.
hub.
Outsourcing killed
Yeah,
us. I mean, did the money that was saved by these corporations end up flowing back into the economy? I don't know.
right, right. That would be your main number one question, because now you got to think, if you're trying to go out there and you're trying to get you a job right now, and they say, "Oh, we're creating jobs." Well, from what I understand, most of the jobs are being created in the public sector, which that's a problem because we broke. So I mean, we just keep paying more and more government employees with funny money. You know what I'm saying? With money that we're having to print, because you're not able to ever tax enough. You just have to pretty much take everybody's money, like their entire salary, in order to actually correct the deficit. So I mean, if he's trying to get manufacturing back here, I don't see why that would be a bad thing over as far as in the long run, as
No, it's
far as
great. It's a good thing.
America being self-sustainable.
But here's the thing: prices might go up. But Trump,
They could.
via
Hmm.
via his I don't even know what position the guy has, office of the budget or something. Maybe he came out today and said Trump wants to eliminate income taxes for everyone under 150,000.
Right, right.
That's 90 something percent of the population.
Yes. Yeah. And you want
um,
to talk? I mean, you want to
when,
talk about something that would make a big difference?
so I think
Uh,
um, kind of strong arming these companies to come back to America is a double edged sword. On its surface, it seems anti industry to a degree, but at the same time, it's very pro worker. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing.
hmm
These
What's
companies,
the cons? What's the cons? What's the
well,
cons?
what I'm thinking is the taxation. So if we don't have 90 something, 92% of the population being taxed, the tax burden, which if it's 2.7 trillion they need to raise, and they are going to try to cut that with Doge and all this stuff. Let's say they get it down to like, let's say 1.5 trillion that they need to raise. Can they
Okay.
raise that amongst these corporations? I mean, we were talking about Apple has $1 trillion in cash sitting in bank accounts around the world. You know what I mean? How
Right.
many other companies have $1 trillion or hundreds of billions of dollars? You know, you could completely raise 1.5 trillion off of taxing just these companies at a corporate level. Hell, you could bypass corporate. You could go tax free for all individuals and just tax these corporations and raise 1.5 trillion every year. I think
Hmm.
that could be done easily. And the
Okay.
corporations, you want to talk about people paying their fair share? This would be the government forcing the corporations to do what they did before we had the income tax, like building the roads and having schools and doing all this stuff. It just seems that they would just funnel it through the government. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which there's an argument that could be had against that. But you could easily raise $1.5 trillion by taxing the biggest corporations at a corporate tax, and not even tax the executives on an individual level who make $100 million a year, or even sometimes $1 billion a year. You know,
Hmm.
so I think that's very doable. And if you did, and hell, if you didn't want to exempt them and you did just tax executives and corporations, you could easily raise well over 1.5 trillion.
Right. Right. And some of the offsetting as far as with the tariffs and things of that nature, um, which we said before. I mean, that was the primary way that the government paid for itself when the nation was founded, was via tariffs. Actually, that was the only way,
Yeah,
because there was no income tax till 1913, right? Am I
something
correct
along those
there?
lines. 13 or 16, one of
Yeah,
the two.
yeah, 1913. I was looking at the history of it, um, which I don't know if that's just the complete true history because it was on a government website. So they might be giving me bits and pieces of that. But I was looking at that, and how it kind of evolved over time. I think it was like 1% of your earnings if you made over $3,000. I know how crazy that sounds.
Well, the idea that
But
some
that
people
was a
should
ton of
pay
money back in the day.
the idea
Hmm.
some people should pay 60%, like in California. Some people are paying upwards of 60% with all the taxes, plus then in sales tax when they buy shit. You know what I mean? Like some people are just
Oh
taxed
yeah.
to death. Man, the government needs to step in and just reorganize California because the governments just don't work out there. They suck. They all suck. The governorship, the mayor of LA, San Francisco, all these all these cities, they all suck. I mean, at what point does the federal government have to step in and be like, okay, you're all going to prison?
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, but it's been tough out there for a minute. Who was the last good one? I mean, was Arnold Schwarzenegger all right?
No, I don't think he was.
I mean, damn. Well, I mean, what's quote unquote their glory days?
They
That's what
didn't
we're
have
trying to
any.
figure out.
I don't think they had any.
Oh, well, that ain't good. But they had to have glory days. Well, I guess it never rains in Southern California. That's what Tony Tone told me. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's the allure. Then they say like 80 all year round.
It's a lot like Vegas, kind of dry. But when it rains, it monsoons.
Oh, okay, okay. You get the big rain. You get the
Yeah.
big rain. Well, I mean, they've had their policies where they didn't clean up the debris, which has caused a whole lot of your wildfires you've seen right here recently. With them not having water in the reservoirs and things of that nature, they're worried about a couple of fish in a pond somewhere that they might, stamp out. I'm just like, but it's just I'm with you, Corey. Like their policies are like insane, like completely insane. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bud. I mean, you need to do something that's actually going to help and protect your people, not make people want to leave, but it's still haven to the rich and famous people. So I think that's what's really been keeping it afloat. Because I guess they love that stuff. I mean, I'm
Love
not
what
exactly
stuff?
sure why, but the policies.
Those are just totalitarian policies. Another thing that was big that happened today is Zeldin threw out all the emissions. He set
Huh.
policy. Yeah, he set policy at the EPA throughout all the emissions, so no more testing in California. All the diesel shit they were doing and swapping out for electric vehicles, that's all dead. All the
Hmm.
manufacturers, they don't have to they don't have to do anything emissions wise anymore when they build their cars. So all emissions shit went out the window today.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
huge. That's a lot of shit happening in a very short amount of time.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, so the tide seemed to kind of turn a little bit, when Trump got in office. I mean, if you want me to be honest, I know folks are talking about the technocracy and all this stuff, but I mean, can we admit that things have looked at least a little bit better?
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit more favorable, like we're trying to get,
I'm not
more
really
to
afraid of
reality. I know
going to
people
jail
keep
anymore for not paying my taxes.
right, and I know people keep talking about the recession and stuff. I'm like, bro, damn, we been recessed, but they changed the definition of a recession so they could say it wasn't a recession. Two consecutive quarters of negative GDP is a recession,
That's
and
another
we had
thing.
that shit like in
Trump,
23 or
yeah,
22.
Trump needs to address the fact that you can't just go changing definitions willy nilly. Like, who the fuck gets to decide that?
Yeah, I mean, so I thought we already discussed this, and the folks like, oh, he's gonna lead us into a recession. I'm like, "Th- tell me you've been alive longer than 5, 6 years. I mean, damn, folk that's been alive 50, 60 years, but you seen recessions. My goodness, it ain't nothing new. The shit happens. Okay, we become over leveraged, and you got to pay for it. And right now, we way over leveraged. Stuff is overpriced, like astronomically. I mean, one thing, the housing market. And Corey, people are hurting right now in the housing market for the simple fact that their property taxes are going up, property tax and insurance. So folks felt like, hey, I was gonna have my $1,200 a month payment. They look back up there again, it's up to $1,700. All of a sudden, it's up to $2,000. Like, what's going on? I was like, well, hey, you like when you say, oh, my property's going up in value. That's bad for you, dog. I know what they're thinking. They're like, oh, well, it's your nest egg of money. Okay, so when you sell your house, where you gonna live, man? That's the one thing I ask people. My property went up in value. I don't give a fuck. It don't. Your property ain't worth shit if you don't sell it. Yeah, you can pull the equity out of it. You got to pay it back. So what we talking about? I mean, folks act like they're gonna one up you. Oh man, I'm sitting on a $1.2 million house. You're not sitting on anything. Did you sell the house? Well, no. Then you're not sitting on 1.2 million. And then once you get to 1.2 million, you're gonna have to live somewhere, dog. And so in 20, 30 years, you sell your house for 1.2 million, what's something new gonna cost you? And you trying to downsize. The downsize is gonna bust your ass. I mean, we talking about 1,000 square foot houses that's over $200,000. You like, do what? I mean, 1,000 square foot. You still 1,000 square foot? That should be less than 100K. So I mean, and I think more and more, especially in your bigger cities, I think we're gonna have a little bit of a foreclosure issue right here within the next few years. And it's gonna be because of property taxes, from what I believe, especially with some of the older people and their properties going up in value, and they really don't have the money to offset that. I could see that happening quite a bit, right here over the next few years. And so, there's a correction that's got to happen there. Something's got to give. Like the houses can't just keep being six, seven, $800,000. I mean, who you gonna sell it to? It kind of
Yeah.
reminds me of a spot over here that they're building right there near me. They're building some townhouses for rent. Okay. Companies came in, some private equity, building townhouses for rent.
Like
Starting
nice
rent's
ones.
20. Oh yeah, they look like they're gonna be immaculate. They say this is gonna give you a luxury community experience. I'm like, oh, so let me see what your luxury price is. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's $2,200 a month. I'm like, man, do you know what town we in? $2,200 a month. I'm like, we ain't in Raleigh or Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? Folk ain't making that kind of money around here.
Mhm.
For the most part, there's some people that's making some pretty good money depending on where you're at, but I don't know how you're going. And they got units, dude. Look like they're gonna have about 50 units. I'm like, so how many vacancies you gonna have? There's a um, there's a place that they built right before COVID. And I think it's right at $1,600 a month. They always have vacancies. Always. I'm talking about like 20, 30 open places. And this is a nice area. It's just like I don't know who you think's gonna stay over there, gonna rent it from you for 2,200 a month. It's like $2,200 to $2,600 a month, depending on the floor plan you get. And you look out there, it's like, okay, what you giving me? Well, they're gonna have they're gonna have a little shitty weight room. They're gonna have that for you and a pool, and that's it.
Hmm.
It's like, well, I just go stay in an apartment and get a shitty weight room and a pool, as opposed to pay that.
I've been looking at a lot of apartments lately in Vegas because there's a significant possibility I'll be moving there very soon.
Hmm.
And there's a big difference. So all apartments start at around, let's say in the hood, you're looking at like $800 for like a 1 bedroom.
Okay.
Then the step up from there is out of the hood, but still kind of older. And you're looking at like, $1,000 to $1,100 a month. I found a place near the university that was like a 2 bedroom for like 1,200. But then like when you get to like above like the bare minimum, and you get stuff with like nice appliances and stuff, you're looking at like
Hmm.
1,300 for a 1 bedroom. I found a real nice place at 1,350 for a 1 bedroom. And that's a lot of money. That's for one person to come up with every month.
Yeah, that's a chunk. That's a chunk of change. There ain't no doubt about that. So I mean, it's just like how far can it go up? Before it ends up affecting everything else. Because I mean, that's what it's going to end up doing. Because if I got to spend 60, 70% of my paycheck in housing, that leaves no room for nothing else in the economy. That's just it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I mean, it sounds good, but wages ain't kept up like that. I mean, like I said, the 2020, I mean, we paying in full for that shenanigan, the worldwide fuck up. That was a worldwide fuck up. Was there any place? The only place that didn't shut down was Sweden, and that's because they already got their folks. They ain't need to shut down.
Yeah.
They already got their ass. They like, we already got them, so ain't want to shut down. I mean, shit, bro. We in there. Okay, so y'all just been going. And what I never understood is during that time, I was like, the people were like, hey man, Sweden exists, and they're just going about their business, no mask or nothing. And folks was like, you're gonna die. I'm just like, well, damn, man, they giving you the blueprint right there, dog. And I know what they say, man. Look at China. I said, man, motherfuckers in China were wearing masks their whole life, man. Hey, we got fuckers in Japan wearing dog suits and shit. What was it the ones dressed as a collie? They got like 1.4 million subscribers on YouTube. Don't even do nothing. I'm like, man, we damn bad. Okay. That's what I do know. Folks gonna talk to me about stuff. I'm like, man, well, I got a dude who's cosplaying as a collie that got 1.4 million subscribers. I mean, make it make sense.
Bro, I
You know what
watched
I'm saying?
this. I watched this. My favorite channel that I watch religiously every Sunday comes out with a new video. Beard meets food. He does eating competitions, and that motherfucker gets like 5 million views per video. He puts out like 4 videos, 5 videos a month. That's a lot of
Oh,
loot.
does he?
It's a lot of loot.
Mm. Okay. So he big timing it. That's
He big
crazy
time in it.
how it's crazy how some of those channels like pop off.
There's
And
another one, man. There's a guy that works on horses and cows' hooves, and he got like 2 million subscribers. And all he does is shave cows' hooves.
some of that stuff can be like eerily entertaining for no reason.
Like the
To be
pimple popper
honest with you.
people.
Yeah, pimple popper or the one that where they getting the earwax out of somebody's ear.
Oh.
You just be sitting there, you like you
It's like
not
watching a
watching the whole
car
video. You
crash.
like, yeah, but you can't help but to keep watching it. You're like, oh wow. It's like pulling that earwax out. They just a little
And
bit at
everybody
a
watching has this face.
time. That's the face they got. That's it to a T. So I mean, I don't know. They got some people to get, you get lucky, right place, right time. You know, it's kind of like all the chicks who made all the money on OnlyFans. There was actually a girl who was talking about that, and she's like, "Yeah, if you're trying to start OnlyFans right now, she's like, it's a bad time. It's oversaturated. If you couldn't start in 2020, you might as well just save your punani for your man. All right. I mean, just reserve that for your man. All right. Ain't no need of parading it out there in the streets. All right, because it's too late for you. And I'm like, hey, you gotta appreciate that little bit of information right there. Okay. That way you ain't out here, you ain't whoring yourself out for no reason. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta appreciate that. But yeah, there's a lot of channels out there that pop off. And from what I've seen, it's actually people are actually able to garner more interest and more followers via TikTok because of the way the algorithm's set up.
Right.
Like it's got a unique algorithm. Because it intentionally puts your videos in front of audiences that it believes would like it. So as opposed to other platforms, it's kind of like chance
Right.
or people have to interact or stuff like that. So yeah, the algorithm's a little bit different, which is why they were saying when they were talking about the selling of TikTok, it was like, oh, if they sell it, they won't sell the algorithm. It's like you can't have the algorithm.
Oh, TikTok ain't for
You
sale no
can
more,
have the
is it?
company. I don't think so. Well, it was supposed to be on hiatus. I ain't gonna lie to you. They can't let it shut down. Bo, if it shut down, okay, yeah, the shit gonna hit the fan then. There's a lot of people that make money on TikTok. A ton of people. And you talking about if you take away that revenue stream, you talking about the hundreds of millions to probably billions of dollars that of revenue that creates. Oh yeah. Yeah, it'd be a slight issue. There ain't no doubt about that. So, and plus, it never made any sense because government officials were using it to promote themselves. I was like, well, hold on, you're using it to promote yourself. Why you going to get rid of it? It's like, yeah, use it during the election, and now to hell with it. Okay, it's bad, China. I was like, man, y'all act like they're just bad guys and good guys like that. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a movie. Like the Jason Statham movie coming out right here in the next couple of weeks. Working Man. I know you've seen that. You've seen that trailer, ain't you?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah, my
good. I
girlfriend's
always
going
like
with
it
me to
when he
see
gets the
that.
major. I like it when he gets the in theater releases because he gets them straight to video releases too. Those are just as good.
Oh yeah. It's always a classic Jason Statham experience. And so, well, Corey, who's going to be the next movie stars? Like the movie stars are aging out. Who's the next movie stars?
I think we're moving into a generation that doesn't have any.
Yeah, because you got to think even the guys who are quote unquote young are really not. The roles they're getting right now are really not favorable or high end anymore. So we're talking about like Chris Evans. He's no longer Captain America. So it's like, what else is he really doing? You know what I'm saying? Hemsworth, he's Thor, but
They sh-
once he
they
lets go with Thor,
they did the shame ritual on him for fucking like how many movies in a row?
oh God, Lee, what was it? Love and Thunder. They made him a goofball in that. I was like, I mean, do y'all not like the man? That's what I was trying to figure out. I mean,
Maybe he wouldn't wear the
I was
dress.
trying to figure out if they didn't like him. You know, I guess Timothy Chalamet, but he's a little bit too girly.
He's girly as fuck.
Um, Tom Holland, he'll be Spider Man, but he did the Uncharted thing, which was okay. I mean, he's done a couple movies which were okay, but are we talking about we're talking about like movie star like when you go and you look at the poster, it's got Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Tom Cruise. You know what I'm saying? Denzel Washington. You wouldn't even know what the name of the movie is. Jason Statham. So I don't care what the name of the movie is. You see who's in it. I mean, so I mean that like that have that type of impact. So I'm trying to think. All these other guys are old, man. What Fassbender's old, Daniel Craig's old, Tom Cruise is old, Denzel's old, Bruce Willis is about dead, Samuel Jackson's old, Morgan Freeman's old as fuck. So shit, man. I mean, I mean, we're gonna be coming up short right here shortly. And
Yep.
so the question is how many years do you think theaters have left?
I think they'll always be around.
Okay.
People will always get up and go. They might downsize. You might see
Mm.
operations shrink. You know, they might ditch the recliners. Remember, because AMC went to recliners for a while. I don't know if they still have them or not,
Mm-hmm.
but it might scale down operations. But um, people, I think, I think what partially ruined it was COVID, man. It was they fucking you could watch
Mm-hmm.
some shit on TV, and then people are like, oh, I don't want to go to the movies anymore. I just smoke my weed and watch TV.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. You're right. You're right there. And the issue is what I've noticed right here recently, Corey. The movie get released, and in 2 weeks I can watch it. I can rent it at the house for $20. I'm like, well,
Nosferatu
damn, if y'all can,
is on Peacock right now.
yeah, the Nosferatu. I need to look at that. The Nosferatu. I was like, man, what's the Nosferatu doing up there? That's what I was trying to figure out. I was like, how's it already on a streaming service? So like they pigeonholed themselves where now they're spending so much money on these movies and then they're not able to get any benefit from it being in the theaters because they're putting it right on their streaming service in 2 weeks. And I'm just like, what kind of business model y'all got going on? Who's the business guru that sat around and said, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna release it in theaters for 2 weeks and then we're gonna put it on our streaming platform. It's like, it's a great idea, man.
Can well, they probably make more money that way.
You think so?
Well, by subscriber base, their subscriber base, it probably retains a subscriber base, which is the same thing as making new money, I guess.
So you think? Okay, so you think because a lot of these platforms have went to
Like they got in the
have went
millions
to
of
ads,
subscribers.
went to ads now.
That's gay as fuck. Like man, if I'm paying you for this shit, I don't want no ads.
Right, a lot of them went to ads, Corey. It's like, oh, well, you can get the ad free one. This is a little bit of bump up, but now with your basic one, you got ads. All of them are doing it, man. Netflix is next. They're next. They're next up. I mean, I know it because they're over leveraged. Something has to give. You know what I'm saying? They're over leveraged, bud. They just are. Like, and here's the problem: people have in their mind that they will always be able to gain record profits, as opposed to being happy that I've got profit.
Right, right.
I
The
mean, you know
infinite
what I'm
growth
saying?
model.
Like, yeah, yeah, you can't grow infinitely. Money runs out eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And so people have that they have well the corporations, which are people, have the misconception that they'll just be able to do this into, you know, perpetuity, into infinity, and they look at somebody and like, well, damn, you made us damn $50 million last quarter. Why couldn't you make 65 million this quarter? Nigga, nobody got no more money. You know what I'm saying? I might not make 50 million this quarter. I might make 30 million. I think that's pretty good. I mean, you know, if you make 30 million in a quarter, it's like didn't quite make enough, bro. How I'm gonna fill up my 5 yachts? You know what I'm saying? How I'm gonna fill up my 5 yachts with fuel and put fuel in my jet. You know I got this climate change summit coming up. Shit. I don't know if I'm gonna take my damn jet out there. If I'm gonna take my boat out there. I'm gonna start a week early. Yacht. The yacht put out a lot of emissions.
All that wind, stirs up the carbon.
Yeah, you see, I don't know. I don't know if a yacht puts out a ton of emissions.
Who gives a goddamn fuck? Emissions don't do shit.
Yeah, but I mean, in some places they're in Canada they charge you a carbon tax up there.
That's because they're gay.
It's gay as fuck. That's one of the gayest things ever. It said we're gonna stop climate change by taking money out your pocket. I'm like, hold on a second now. Hey, I mean, if that's a scam, I mean, I don't know what one is. If that one ain't a scam, I don't know what a scam is. The biggest scam ever. We're gonna save the environment by taking money out your pocket. Hold on a second. I mean, so so you charging me $200 a month in carbon tax? That's gonna save the environment? Well, yeah. I mean, you gonna have to give me a breakdown on this one. I mean, need the full one too. That's like, well, the broker you are, the less you drive. Makes sense, right? Like, hold on a second now. That's the only thing that I could see that they would be saying. If you broke, you ain't gonna go nowhere. I was like, okay, I can see that as a thing. I said it's a thing. But yeah, I mean, Canada got carbon tax. And then they're going to be up there crying about shit. Oh, I thought America was with us. Man, your own government ain't with you. They charging you a carbon tax, man.
I hope Trump's tariffs like just destroys that fucking country.
where they have to be forced to become the 51st state.
Bro, I
How
want
weird would it be in 2 years if they were the 51st state? I mean,
they got to lose that accent, man. Let me tell you. Now, here's the deal.
if
Trump
you're gonna
wants
be
all
forced,
that land so he can go drill because they got all those
oh
gay
yeah,
laws up there. And Greenland, he gets Greenland too, man. Motherfucker, we got oil for days. You'd be paying like 50 cents for gas at the pump.
yeah, that's one of that's energy efficiency. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the deal.
And
Don't
self-sufficient.
don't drill in the middle of the Mississippi River. Don't drill in the Grand Canyon. You know, don't drill in Yellowstone. There's plenty of other places to drill. You ain't got to drill in the
Right,
parks and the fucking cool places, right? They can still protect that shit. So,
right. And then so you'd be like, hey, Canada, I mean, play ball, bud. You know what I'm saying? Well, I think China put the 100% tariff on some of that shit because I think they were saying that they put 100% tariff on some of China shit back in October. So this is retaliatory. I guess China wasn't quite sure if they wanted to do it or not. And they seen Trump was doing some tariffs. They're like, well, shit, we gonna get in. And I think now they tariff in the Great Britain. I think they were gonna hit Great Britain with a few tariffs.
so
And I
everyone's
know
upset
it's
over they're upset over
mhm.
tariffs. They're upset over Trump not wanting to collect taxes, but they're not understanding this is a long term plan and a transition, right? And so it's going to be awkward for a long time, and I think that's fine.
Right, right, right. Well, Corey, people don't think long term. It's just whatever's in front of them short term. You know, and people keep saying our allies and stuff like that. I was like, well, I hope you understand that. You know who we got independence from, right? Great Britain. I mean, something called the American Revolutionary War.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you know who our ally was in World War II, right? I mean, Russia. You forgot about that. Isn't Germany part of NATO now?
Yeah.
Oh, who we fighting in World War II? Was it Germany?
Yeah.
I mean, please, people. I mean, hot damn. I mean, like, are you fucking stupid or what? I mean, that's all I want to know. It's like, my goodness, man. Yeah, that's why I keep saying y'all just talk about this good guy, bad guy thing. There's no such thing. Not when it comes to governments. You know what I'm saying? Across this globe, there is no good guy, bad guy. All of them can do stuff that's good every once in a while, and a lot of times they fucking you over. So that's what you need to be. That's what you need to be used to. But there ain't no such thing as this is the good country and that's the bad country. That doesn't exist, man.
Yeah.
They're all just people, and they all got greedy ambitions. Get that through your mind. And none of them care about you. You sitting at your house with your PS5 and your $5 TV dinner. You know what I'm saying? They ain't worried about whether you got money in your pocket or not. So, I mean, that's just the premise there. So yeah, something's got to give, guys. Uh, Trump's making moves. And the moves probably are gonna hurt. They're probably gonna hurt. You know. But could it be the betterment for America over the long run? That's something we'll have to see. Uh, we don't know. We don't know that 100%. But like I said, I mean, at least it's a little bit different than the status quo than what we've been getting. At least we're getting some dialogue that we can start to work with. You know, as far as the no tax stuff, I mean, my goodness, because you're getting hit around the board on that. So Corey, do you have anything coming up? Going to be on any podcasts
I got a
coming
bunch of
next to
stuff
you?
next week. Nothing major. History homos. Legit bat.
Okay,
A couple other things.
okay. So reserving the big time stuff for a little bit later. Corey's big time now, guys. Fresh and fit, Jake Shields. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Corey's in the big time now. All right, so yeah, that's all good. Bloodyhistory.substack.com, CoreyHughes.org. A Warning from History, JFK book. You still get it on Amazon. Are you doing a second edition?
Sometime, yeah.
Okay, at some point in time. Uh your Oswald stuff. Are you going to be coming out with something on that? as far as are you working on? Is that going to be your next book,
That's a
or is that just
possibility.
going to be
It's
okay?
definitely my
All right.
next planned book, but I got some things in the
Okay.
works that might delay that for like a year or so.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Um, and Corey, I actually seen it popped up on my feed today on X that Lindsay said that she had been kicked from Rockfin where she can't put anything up there.
Yeah, same with Wheezy.
Oh, Weezy got punted too.
Hmm. They're slowly
Huh.
dwindling and shutting down, I think.
Oh, you think that's what it is?
Ultimately, yeah. They got rid of their token
Mm.
and went to USDC. So yeah, there's problems over there.
Oh, okay, okay. So guys, day zero, it ain't gonna be on Rockfin. Um, so make sure you're watching on Rumble. She's also on Odyssey, and which I hadn't been up on Odyssey in a while because the platform was jacking up as far as trying to stream. And then X. She also live streams to X. So make sure you're checking us out there for day zero on Sundays, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay. And of course, we do our UFC events with Wheezy and Steve. We do those when they're the major events. So if you're able to stay up late, we have a good time with that. So I don't know when the next event is. Hold on, let me see. In a couple weeks,
Yeah.
the next major one. Let me see what the next major one is. So we got okay. Oh, whew, we got a little bit of time, Corey. Next major fight is April 12th.
Mm.
Will I be here? Oh, shit, I don't know if I'll be here. Yeah, I might be. I might be in Myrtle Beach. But that's the next major one. I might be back that Saturday. Okay, but that's the next major one. That's Volkanovski versus Lopez is the main one. So we got 4 fight nights in a row before we have our next major event. So make sure y'all are checking us out with that. And like I said, that's on Wheezy's What is Truth podcast. And I'm assuming that you'll have to catch that on Rumble and X now, seeing how the Rockfin thing's going by the way. We appreciate everybody for coming out, checking us out tonight. Make sure you leave a like, follow, all right, leave a comment, and we'll catch y'all next week on Beyond the Cube. Peace out.